Hi everyone, my name's Alana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cosmic Wanderer. If you're new here, I make fashion videos and tattoo videos. Please subscribe because it would help me out a lot and you can stay up to date with all the new content that I post. For this week's video, I'm going to be doing a reaction video reacting to some fine line tattoos that are on Instagram. I'm going to be putting all of the artists' names for the tattoos on the screen just to give them credit. And just letting you know as a disclaimer, I'm not a tattoo artist, I'm just someone who has tattoos and I'm interested in them. This video is purely for entertainment purposes. So I am going to have a look on Instagram and react to some of these tattoos and say what I think, and give them a rating out of 10 on my liking of each of them. This is a moon and a sun tattoo with some clouds. This one is definitely very, very fine line. As you can tell, like the lines are extremely thin. And there's not really any shading going on. It's pretty much just like an outline. There is a little bit of, I think it's dot work if you look closely. This tattoo is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Definitely looks cool. I've actually debated on getting a tattoo similar to this to put on my sleeve. Um, this is definitely something I would get. Um, so for this tattoo, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 because I love this. I think it's amazing. The only thing, if I was to get this tattoo, the only thing I would change about it is that I would get it a little bit, have a little bit more of a bold outline. Like, still, you could still get a fine line, but I think maybe having a little bit more of a bold outline just so when it fades, you have good lines still. And yeah, maybe just make the shading of the cheeks, the mouth, and the eye of the moon and the sun a little bit darker, just so that again, once it fades and kind of starts to smudge a little bit over time, you can still make out what it is. The problem with fine line tattoos is often, especially when it's this fine, is that it tends to not look as good over time just because the ink kind of bleeds a little bit and gets a bit misshapen just as you age, and also because the lines aren't bold and there's not a lot of shading going on, sometimes you can be left with artworks that in like another 5-10 years they look kind of more like a blob and you can't really tell the details. But this is definitely gorgeous. This is by Lauren Tattoos, and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I would give this like a 9 out of 10. I love it. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to choose one that is a floral design now because I really like floral things. I have a floral design very similar to this one. I actually have it on my arm. If you want to look at my tattoo tour and me talking about my tattoos, I have videos on this channel. But this one is very similar. It's a peony flower and it's absolutely gorgeous. Um, See, this one, it could just be the filter, but this one looks a lot better. I would say that this is a better way of doing fine line just because it is a lot bolder and darker in colors. So you can still tell it's very delicate, it has a fine line, but over time it will probably look a lot better because they've really packed in the kind of darker ink. I can see a little bit of stippling done with some of those flowers. But yeah, it looks really beautiful. And this one is gorgeous. And the positioning is really, really good. I would give this one a 10 out of 10 just because I think the artists have done a really good job with the design and making it fine line, but also have that kind of depth to it. Okay, so this next one is a very minimalistic tattoo. It is absolutely beautiful. I think this tattoo would be really great for if you didn't want a bunch of tattoos. Maybe this is your first tattoo, or you just aren't really into getting heaps and you want something that's going to be a little bit more delicate and feminine. This tattoo is really gorgeous. Again, it's fine line. It uses flowers and a couple little leaves, and it kind of wraps around the arm and the wrist area, which I really like. I love tattoos that kind of wrap around. I think it looks really good. Again, they haven't used much shading. I can see that they've used stippling for the leaves and even for the flowers. Um, my only concern with this one, again, is like the moon and the sun one, is that the lines are just so fine that I'm kind of don't really know how that would heal and look afterwards. Unfortunately, there isn't a picture of it healed. So we can't really see what it turns out like. A lot of the time with fine line, it's really good to look at before and after pictures to see what it's going to look like, just depending on the artist as well. But in regards to the design, I really, really like it. But I would give this one maybe only a 6 because I feel like it wouldn't really heal maybe that well. And later on, the lines are not going to look very good. And you may have to go get it touched up, which is fine. It really just depends on what you like. But these are things that you need to consider when getting a tattoo in this style. To this next one. This one is a butterfly, and again, I love butterflies. I have a butterfly tattoo that is kind of fine lined, a little bit similar to this, except my lines are a little bit thicker. This one is a lot better, I think, because you have the really black back outside of the wings. And this is quite good because it gives it a really good contrast because the middle part doesn't really have too much going on like the inside of the wings, and it doesn't really stand out that much. This artist has used a lot of stippling, as you can see. She's also put some this person's also put some little white detailing in at the bottom of the wings, which I think is cool. I do really like how the outline is quite dark and the colors packed in. I think it would heal quite well. I am a fan of butterfly tattoos. I have one myself. I think they're beautiful. I would give this one a 7 out of 10. This is different. So this one is a color tattoo. This is very, very cool. But overall, I would give this one maybe a 5 out of 10 because I do think that the color is good, that it would last for a lot longer. The lines aren't super thin, which I also like, but my only concern, well, not really concern is, but I suppose my personal opinion is that it is a little bit boring and maybe the design could have been adjusted to have a little bit more interesting things in it. Like I said, a couple of little flowers here and there, something like that. And obviously, this is a probably more sentimental tattoo. I would give this one a 3 out of 10 just because I think it is quite minimalistic. And again, I just think because it's so fine lined and the flower and leaves are so tiny that it would probably not look very good within like a year or so. And I don't really think this one would end up lasting you very long. This is all just my personal opinion on what I think about tattoos and stuff. Like, don't, everyone has their own style of what they like, but that is what I would give this one. Okay, this one is absolutely incredible. I love this one. I actually think this is my favorite out of all the ones I've seen. This is absolutely incredible. This person is so talented. Um, I don't even know where to start. So I love how they put black and gray mixed with a little bit of color. The color just makes it really pop. The design itself is gorgeous and it just looks so cool. It's so fierce, but also kind of feminine at the same time. I think this looks beautiful. I think the shading is done really well, and the outlining is quite bold and black, which will look really good in the healing. That's what really makes it stand out. And I mean, the artist has drawn it. It almost looks in the face, it looks a little bit like an anime type character. But yeah, the color, like with the black and gray, just makes it look really good. And I love this one. I would give this one a 10 out of 10 because this one is absolutely gorgeous. This next one is a very sentimental piece again. This is beautiful. I'm assuming this is for either a person who's had a child that's passed away, most likely, just because of the angel wings on it. But this is like so beautiful. This is like a mother holding a child, and it has some flowers. It has the child's name and the date. I'm assuming this could be the date maybe their child passed away, which is quite sad. But I do think this is just such a beautiful piece. It is so just captures really like motherhood in this photo, in this tattoo. And I really like how the artist has done the writing. I think the writing is very elegant and very beautiful and flows really well. And it looks like it's a quite a large scale tattoo, which is quite good because a lot of the time when you're doing micro tattoos or fine line, if they're too small, they can get very squished. This one looks like it takes up quite a bit of space. So I love the design. I love the size of it. The only thing is that it is so faint when it comes to the lines, and the lines are just so delicate and so tiny. Again, like I've been saying, I'm just not sure how it would look later on. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 6 because I do love the design. But I do think that maybe or they could have just done it a little bit thicker lines and maybe made it a little bit darker, and it would have looked even more amazing and probably healed a lot better as well. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to be doing. This one is a dragon tattoo with some flowers and a couple little leaves around it. This is a really cool piece. I love the scale of this. This goes down the entire forearm, which I think looks really nice, and it fills the space very well. I really like how it's like that really kind of flowy S shape. I think it looks really beautiful on that body part. I also love how the artist has added in the flowers with the dragon because I feel like that is a bit of a um, opposite thing, juxtaposition, which I do like. I think that this artist has done a really good job at making it all blend um, together well, but still being able to separate kind of the flowers from the dragon. Um, yeah, this one looks really, really cool. I love the design. I think the lines are pretty good in regards to its fine line, but you can really see the lines quite well. So I really like this one. I think it's very different. You don't really see too many of these kind of dragon tattoos. Normally people get snakes. So I do like that this is different. So I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really liked looking at these tattoos. If you have any tattoos that you have that you want to send in and have me react to, I would love to do that. So if you'd like to, you can email it to my email address that is down the bottom of the comments box. I also have Instagram. You could DM me the photos, up to you. But yeah, if you want me to do another video, any video suggestions that you have, please comment it. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one.